Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 24th August 2021, which is a Tuesday. But before we begin, I would request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I also want to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes on my YouTube channel. I also do weekly video horoscopes and monthly sun rising sign video horoscopes that you can watch all on my YouTube channel. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in the astrology today. And the first thing is something that I spoke about yesterday, so I'll mention it really briefly because technically it does happen today, and that is the moon in Pisces at 24 degrees is sextiling Pluto retrograde. Now, this is a positive aspect, right? This is a transformation, healing, catharsis to our emotions, and it does not feel difficult. This catharsis, this healing, this transformation that we are going through, and this is in some way connected to the past because Pluto is retrograde. So I just thought I'd cover that really quick because I did mention it yesterday, but it's happening today. This is 2 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And if you are on the eastern part of the world, then the Indian time will resonate more with you. But you can always check the exact timing based on the Pacific time. You can convert that into your location to know exactly when the transit, exactly when the energy is happening for you. Just thought I'd mention that because I never thought of that before for some reason. Okay, anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the next thing that happens. And the moon is changing signs. And this happens at noon Pacific time. And that makes it almost midnight, around midnight Indian Standard Time. So what's happening here is actually it's a little past, about noon. The moon has entered the sign of Aries. Now, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and when it does, the energy in our life, the focus in our life shifts in subtle ways. The moon in Pisces was a very go with the flow energy. It was very easy, it was very creative, very spiritual. And the moon likes to be in Pisces. The moon is our emotions, and Pisces is going with the flow and spiritual, creative, everything that our emotions are. Emotions don't like to be rigid, they just like to flow. So the moon in Pisces is a good thing. And now the moon has entered the sign of Aries. And what is Aries? Aries is the sign of Mars. Aries is a go-getting, taking action, let's do this, impulsive, let's do this now energy. It's reactive also. And quite frankly, the moon does not like to be in Aries because the moon would rather go with the flow. But here it's supposed to take action, it's supposed to react, it's supposed to do things, right? So it feels a little uneasy in Aries, to be honest with you. But the energy for the next 2.5 days is about taking action, is about being go getting, and having the courage to do what you want. But the moon in Aries can be very impulsive, it can be very reactive, it can get very angry. So if that is happening to you over the next 2.5 days, anger, reaction, then realize that's the moon in Aries energy, and maybe just be mindful of that. And so that's the first thing. Now the next thing happens in the evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 6 a.m., 7 a.m. India time, Wednesday morning. And here we have Mercury opposing Neptune. The opposition has come exact. And Neptune is a planet that can manifest in two very distinct ways. One is that it can bring a lot of confusion, and the other is that it can bring a lot of creativity. It can help us connect with the higher realms, help us connect with our spirituality. That's Neptune. So two very distinct ways, but in whichever way it manifests, it's a very sensitive energy. Okay, so that's a given. So in this case, what is happening? Neptune, the planet of deception, the planet of the higher realms, the planet of spirituality and confusion, is opposing Mercury, our logical mind. It's opposing our communication, it's opposing our day-to-day routine, our habits, our lifestyle, our thinking. And at this moment here, and an opposition is a stressful aspect. So I do believe at this moment here, we might face some confusion mentally. We're not able to see things with our logical mind. We might react to things. We might be overly sensitive about things that we are not usually sensitive about. So my recommendation is that if this is happening to you, if you are feeling sensitive, if you're feeling a little low, if you're confused about something, then let this energy pass. Alternatively, it could be that Mercury and Neptune need to be integrated, right? We might need to bring a spiritual element to our thinking, to our logical thinking. We might need to integrate our logical mind with universal love and compassion. That might need to happen. We might need to adjust our communication and and make it flow or communicate from a place of love and compassion, Neptune. So it could be that as well. But I do think this will bring about some confusion because Neptune typically does that. And if that's the case, then let it pass. And you can always channel this energy of Neptune through creative activities like writing, poetry, music, anything creative or anything spiritual as well, right? You can take up a spiritual practice, and that could be anything for you, anything that connects you with the higher realms. So that's 6 p.m. And if you have to take a decision, I would recommend delaying that, delaying that till this energy passes, the Neptune energy. Okay, moving on. Now we have a positive aspect at about 11 p.m. Pacific time, which makes it 11 a.m. India time, Wednesday morning. And what's happening here is that the moon, okay, it's a little after 11 actually. Give me a minute. Yeah. The moon in Aries is sextiling the north node and trining the south node, right? And at this point, the moon is our emotions and the north node is where we are headed. It's our goals, right? It's the path that we want to go towards. So we are feeling good about that. We are feeling good about the path that we've chosen, the path that we are on. And this path is for the long run because Saturn here has been sextiling it, right? So we are feeling good about where we are headed, and because we are feeling good, the moon is also trining the south node. It's easier and easier for us to move into the future and leave behind the past, the south node. And soon after this is technically August 25th, but I'll speak about it today. The moon's going to move on and it is going to sextile Saturn, right? 60-degree angle positive, and Saturn is the planet of hard work, decisions, discipline, and it sets things in stone. It brings about commitment. So this is a point where we are feeling good about, or we can define our emotions a little bit more. We can take an emotional decision. We can make an emotional commitment, and this is not stressful. Although it is a commitment and it is a decision and it involves some work, it just flows because it's a positive aspect. And moving on, I will just mention very quick that the moon here is going to conjunct Chiron very soon, and Venus here is getting ready to oppose Chiron. So we will talk about these things, but that's pretty much it for today. And now I will give a brief overview of the big picture of 2021. Now these are energies that we deal with on a daily basis, and these are, you can say, the themes of 2021, right? And the first one is the Saturn-Uranus square of 2021. These planets have been squaring all year, and they will square all of 2021 and even into 2022. And this energy we're feeling after 21 years, so that's a long time, and this energy is asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace a unique, authentic self, get rid of the idea of who we think we should be, and be who we truly are. It's also about getting rid of old things, old thought patterns, old anything that doesn't serve us anymore, and embracing the new. And right now, this energy is not very intense, but it was at its peak in June and will be at its peak in December. But we are slowly in the background in 2021, every single day, taking one more step towards our unique self, taking one more step towards a new life, taking one more step towards change. So that's the first thing about 2021, that it's about change, it's about finding and embracing your authentic self. Now, the second thing about 2021 is that it's a year of building. We're building two cycles that started in 2020, in the year 2021. And these are long-term cycles. The first is the Jupiter-Saturn cycle, right? That started in December of 2020. It's a 20-year cycle, and we are in that cycle, but we're setting the foundation for it, and we will continue to do so for the next 2 years, and that cycle will be with us till 20 years. And another thing we are building is another cycle that started in 2020 with the Saturn Pluto conjunction. Now these planets meet up once in 33 to 38 years, so that's a long time, and when they meet up they end an old cycle, right? So that's what they did in Jan of 2020. They ended a cycle that started in 1982 and started a new one, a cycle that has changed our material reality in a powerful way. And this cycle will stay with us till 2053, but in 2021 we are laying the foundation for it. But more so, we are laying the foundation for the December cycle, the Saturn Jupiter. So 2021 is all about change. It's about finding and embracing your authentic self. It's about building 2 long-term cycles, setting the foundation for that. Now I will pick a card for today, and today we'll go with the lesson card, and I might read from the little guidebook because I really like how it's written. We'll go with the lesson card on top, and it says purpose. I know what I am here to do. And I think this is such a nice card because our purpose is very closely connected to our truth, right? Our true self. We cannot wear a mask and still be true to our purpose. So this card is reminding us that in order to fulfill our purpose here on earth, in order to fulfill what we are here to do, we need to embrace our uniqueness, because it's in our uniqueness that we can fulfill our purpose. Nobody else can do it for us but ourselves, right? And that only happens when we are our authentic true self. So that's all I'm going to say for today. I hope you have a great Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.